Welcome guys to another episode of Match Report, and in this one I'm going to be talking about United's latest match against Swansea that took place at the Liberty Stadium, and it's the last match before Christmas and into the busy period over to the new year that United have to face in order to keep ahead of City, and hopefully we'll come out of this really hectic period still with the 6 point intact. But unfortunately, even though we had a host of chances, we only managed to get a draw down at Swansea, and it was 1-1. And it was a well fought match between both sides. And Swansea, to credit to them, with their style of football, they're always gonna create chances, and they pride themselves on keeping a lot of possession. And I thought they played quite well, and fair play to them to add to the kind of like overall entertainment value of the match, because without them fighting back all the time, I don't think the game would have been, after the great start that United had, Swansea would have, perhaps another team would have faltered and folded in, and United would have romped home the win. But unfortunately, for our sake, Swansea kind of fought back and got the draw. So let's firstly talk about the team, and the two changes come in at the back, with Phil Jones retaining his place, Johnny Evans and Nemanja Vidic, coming in for Rio Ferdinand and Chris Smalling. So it's a big change there, and big bonus that Johnny Evans had recovered after his hamstring injury suffered in the derby. And then Nemanja Vidic also coming back for his first 90 minutes for, I think, just over 3 months, and the rest of the team is the same midfield and the same front two of Rooney and Van Persie. And it was a very good start from the Reds, who charged out the blocks, and together with Rooney and Van Persie created a couple of chances, but nothing really materialised, in a sense that it was so dangerous that you thought that Swansea were on a knife edge and about to concede. It was, Swansea counter-attack a couple of times, and with their wingers, Routledge and Dyer, they're all going to always have pace in the counter-attacks to worry any defence. So for the first 10-12 minutes, United was on top, but with the occasional breakout from Swansea. So in that term, it was even though United slightly edged it in terms of the chances created, it was still in a balance. But on the 16th minute, Patrice Evra kind of like again just drifted into the box and converted in a Robin Van Persie assist. He's making a habit of this, Patrice Evra, scoring from headers. It's his third this season already, his best for the club in any seasons, and he has a very good leap for someone who's not renowned or not the biggest as well in the box. And he is kind of like a secret weapon of ours when we go to our set pieces, because he, like I said, he has an enormous amount of spring for a little man. And again, it pays dividends, because a lot of people underestimated his aerial prowess, and that enabled him to get onto the end of the Van Persie assist, and knocking the Reds into the lead. And after that, though, we didn't manage to capitalise on that advantage, as Swansea pushed on. And then they created a couple of chances, although the shots were very tamed and it went straight to De Gea. They again broke out, and with their possession, always going to be created chances for Michu, who has been one of the signing of the season so far. And inevitably, it was Michu who got them back into the game after great play from, I think, Wayne Routledge, placing in the Guzman, who had a shot that only can parry, and unfortunately went straight to Michu's feet. A lot of people might have criticised De Gea for his part in the goal, because he perhaps, as good as a goalkeeper, he might have pushed it away rather than straight, out of the goal and straight into Michu's path. But again, I thought it was quite difficult, for him to do anything else with it, because of the Guzman shot before. And if I was being a bit kind of picky, maybe Patrice Evra could have turned a little bit faster and prevented the Guzman from having so much space and time before getting that shot away, and getting so much power in the ball that they only can parry to Michu. and that the Reds couldn't hold the advantage for more than 15 minutes. And Swansea, like I said, to fair to them, they played quite well, keeping all on the ground. And again, United have the occasional breaks as well, but I thought towards the latter bit of the first half, Swansea definitely had the upper edge, and kind of like not so much the back four, but our midfield was beginning to look a bit ragged because of how many bodies Swansea packed into the midfield. It's gonna wear any team down when it's end-to-end stuff, and when we even committed Tom Cleverley up ahead of Michael Carrick, it's obviously gonna make a lot more holes in our defence compared to Swansea, who always can have two center midfielders in Augustine and Leon Britton. So in that case, it was a bit of a mismatch in midfield, but I thought overall our midfield matched up pretty well, even though we had the occasional lapses. So in the first half, there was nothing between the side, 1-1 going to the break, and so it was well balanced for the second half. And United in the second half, I thought was absolutely it wasn't absolutely brilliant, but I thought they were really, really good. We created a lot of chances, even though we weren't playing well, to be fair. And it was kind of like encapsulated by Wayne, who had a frustrating afternoon, to say the least. Nothing was going through him, not even a simple back pass was going through him, and he got getting intercepted, his passes, his shot were getting blocked, his decision making wasn't at his best. And Rooney, it's obviously going to happen to every player in the world where you have an off day, apart from Messi, I guess, who just seems to be on this unbelievable streak all the time. But barring him, Rooney had an off day, and I don't think a lot of people can say that he's lost it this time, because he's proved in the big games that he has the pedigree to carry off in any game. And we have to be thankful for his form that he's shown in the bigger games, because even though no disrespect to Swansea, it's not going to be in the same caliber as perhaps a Man City or a Chelsea game. But again, Rooney has shown his form, but again, it just isn't going for him, and hopefully he'll bounce back next week or the next game on Boxing Day. I'm sure Sir Alex might rotate a few players on Boxing Day against Newcastle, but it will be interesting to see whether he'll play Rooney in order to keep his fitness up or not. But it's another debate for another time. Again, we had a few chances. One particular chance, from Robin van Persie hitting the crossbar. It would have been a great goal. It was a similar goal, if you guys remember, at the beginning of the season against Fulham, where it was a cross into the box, and this time it was a bit further out, where he kind of like just glanced the ball over to the far corner. This time it came off the top of his boot. I'm not sure he meant it as much as the last one. It wasn't as good a contact, so the ball went looping a bit, and Michel Wong was definitely beaten, but it went straight into the crossbar, and he couldn't capitalise on that chance. And so that was kind of disappointing, I guess, aspect of our game, that we couldn't produce the final product when we had the amount of possession we had in the second half. Another chance was a few chances, actually. Robin van Persie playing in Chicharito, the ball was slightly behind him, and Michel Wong was parried well. Another chance was after great play from, I thought, Ryan Giggs, who came on late on with Paul Scholes. Giggs in particular changed the whole match, I thought, because he, playing on the left wing there, he did a lot more and causing the defence a lot more trouble than Rooney had done earlier in the match. Playing Patrice Everett into the left hand side, who cut back. Van Persie kind of hit Ashley Williams, and then Ash Young hit Ben Davies on the line. And there was a hint of handball and a strong appeal from the United players, but I thought it would have been harsh, to say the least. If it was been awarded, because to be fair to Davies, he had his hand by his side, and so what else could he have done if he really got his hand by his side? And he's not deliberately making himself a bigger target for Ash Young to hit. And like I said on Twitter, on any other day, one of those chances might have not been blocked by the defender, and it would have easily made it 2-1 to United. But it was one of those days where not a lot of things went gone for us, And Michael Oliver, you know, I didn't think he had the best of games, giving away a lot of silly challenges to both sides. It was kind of like a very, even though both teams want to play very fluid football, Michael Oliver kind of made it a bit of a stop-start game. And so as the Reds press on to get a winner, you know, unfortunately we didn't prevail in getting that winner, and we suffered, and I say suffer in kind of a bad sense, our first draw of the season, because, you know, we haven't drawn since the Everton game last season, and it was a big kind of like disappointment, I think, today after the performance in the second half especially. But I have to be fair to Swansea, who played quite well, and I think a draw was deserved, but for the amount of chances on another day, on another, you know, given chance, I think Van Persie or Rooney on a better day would have converted any of the chances that was given to them today. So we're still 4 points ahead, and going to the Christmas Day, I don't think any United fans could have wished more than that. And we now play Newcastle on Boxing Day, and Sir Alex has already warned that he will rotate players. I think Rooney might be rested for that game. I'm not sure, because after his performance, Alex might feel that he needs to have a run of games able to, you know, keep his fitness up. So he expects some changes over this Christmas period. I'm hopeful that our defence don't change too much, because I think it's important for them to kind of establish a good understanding over this period, and then, you know, it's used and utilised in the latter parts of the season to a good effect. So that is one thing that I'd hope Alex don't change too much. But again, going back to today's game, Swansea, I think they were good for their point, but I think Alex might feel a bit disappointed with some of the decisions from Michael Oliver, and also some of the finishing from the Reds' point of view. So still 4 points ahead. I don't think a lot of us would be complaining if we was told that was going to be our situation going to Christmas. So there you guys have it for another episode of Match Report. I hope you liked this video, guys, and please, if you liked the video, please rate, comment below on any of the topics, who was your United man of the match, and subscribe to the channel for more content. And I just want to say Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you know, all the subscribers to the channel, and if you're on Twitter as well, thanks for keeping us support with the channel, and I'll see you next time, guys. Cheers.